Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Workouts for Older Men Live. I am 𝗪𝗂𝗂. So glad you're joining me here today. When you come on, say hello. Tell me where you're watching me from. Here to answer any fitness questions for you. You can hang out, ask your questions. I'd be happy to go back and forth with you, give you a thorough answer to your questions. I know this is important to you. Your fitness, your health, figuring out all the workout strategies, the eating strategies, which ones are best for you. There's a lot of information out there. I want to help you sort through it. Help you feel more certain and confidence as you move forward with your workouts, with your eating. Help you build that muscle and lose that body fat, right, now that you're a little bit older. What's unique about what I do is that, doing this for 35 years, and by the way, my name is 𝗪𝗂𝗂, and I am 61 years old. I'll be 62 years old here in a couple months. I've been doing this for 35 years. Bodybuilder. I'm a former 6-time national champion drug-free bodybuilder. But more importantly than that, pretty much every step along the way, I taught what I learned to whatever level I could. I broke it down. I learned from the best. I got the best coaches. I was privileged enough to be able to work with some of the best supplement companies like Met-Rx, Twinlab, AST Sports Science, and all of the great minds that were involved in those companies. So I just took in all the information, and what I did is I applied it, right? So a lot of times you'll see it here, probably during this live broadcast. I'll say, you need to know how many calories that you're eating. And I'll even preface it by saying, you don't have to count your calories every single day for the rest of your life and be chained to that type of superstructure, but you have to know how many calories that you're eating. It doesn't matter the quality of food that you eat, all right? You eat this or that, what you consider healthy, but is it 1,200 calories that you're eating of that type of food? Or is it 2,500 calories? Even though it's the same food, I'll emphasize, and someone will say, I don't count calories. I don't count them. I don't know how many calories it's working for me. Well, if you're fine with the way that you look and you feel, then yeah, keep on doing what you're doing, right? But if you can't lose that last 10 pounds of body fat, or you've lost 40 pounds and that worked, now you have 40 more pounds to go, you're going to have to do something different. And you may think and when people come to workouts for older men, they say, hey, what's the right workout? I need to lose those 40 pounds or the last 10 pounds. Is it higher reps, lower? I just told you what you need to do, all right? So it's one thing to absorb information. It's another thing to do it, and there's another thing to do it with what I call a 15 out of 10 effort, so you can actually see results. Many of the challenges you guys are having isn't information. It's that you're not applying what you're doing with enough intensity. You're kind of, what my dad used to say, you're half doing it, but you just don't know it. And then you move on to something else, and you're looking for the flashy things that are new and viral that really don't matter, but you don't know that they don't matter. And you think you're doing the things that matter most. And I want to bring you back. I want to simplify this, help you finally get the results that you want. So when you come on, say hello. Tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me how old you are. Thank you so much for the follows. Thank you so much for the likes. All right, I'm doing this live on TikToks at 𝗪𝗂𝗂. I'm doing it live on YouTube at 𝗪𝗂𝗂. And I'm doing it live on my Facebook page at 𝗪𝗂𝗂 page. You should be on all of my social media platforms. If this sounds like information that you could use to make sense out of all this information that seems to be conflicting from so many coaches, gurus, well-intended coaches, gurus, experts, all right, how to sort it all out and make it work for you, because that's all that matters. All right, let me answer some of the questions. Again, when you come on, say hello. You're the first person I wake up to every single day. I do these live broadcasts. If you're new, I do it about this time every single day. It's 4:15 a.m. Saturday morning here on the West Coast. I'm in Pacific time. All right. Again, I wake up to you every morning, so make sure you follow, so you'll be alerted every time I go live. I go live throughout the day too, and yeah. So make sure you're on all of my social media platforms, and make sure you go to my 𝗪𝗂𝗂.com website. Maybe during this time that I spend with you today, I will take you over to that website. You'll see, wow, all these questions that I didn't even know I had are over there being answered. So let me say hello to you. Again, thank you so much for the follows. that's the one thing I want to do here is I want to just introduce myself. I know that many of you are brand new, never heard of me, don't know what I can do for you. So I really appreciate you even being here. And when you follow, it just starts a relationship that way. All right, let's see here. Landon, thank you for being here. I've been trying to lose weight fast, and I sprained my foot last month. Lost 10 pounds in 3 weeks, and I need another alternative to running every day for cardio. Right. So a lot of times you can ask a question and get the right answer to the question that you ask, but it puts you in the wrong direction. Right. So you want to know, hey, I can't run anymore. What can I do for cardio? I want to lose this weight. Well, what if I were to tell you that what's going to make the biggest impact on your weight loss is not running, it's not cardio? Now, I know what you think. What are you talking about? I lost this weight and I did cardio and I sprained my leg. Just tell me what to do instead, right? Tell me the cardio. Well, what you may not realize is, and tell me if this is true, Brandon, you changed your eating habits too. You just didn't start running. You probably cut down on calories. You probably made better choices. Is that true? Right? Because you didn't just work so hard that it melted off however much weight. And again, that's a lot of weight. And you tell me, you probably ate, because you're determined, I can tell, you probably ate barely any food, certainly not nearly as much as you used to eat. Isn't that true? That's where you lost the weight, and that's where you're going to continue to lose weight with your eating habits. Now, I'm not sure, it sounds to me that you may have been a little aggressive with when you were reducing your calories, and it's good now where you're determined, but that's what you may end up having challenges continuing to lose weight. If you're so aggressive at the beginning, you may get that short-term gratification, a lot of weight at the beginning, but it's going to stall, right? So you got to make sure that you understand how this works, take a more gradual approach. You want to eat as much food as possible while you're gradually losing, not just weight, body fat. There's a big difference between weight and body fat. So, what you're doing is obviously working, whether or not you believe it was the running, the cardio, or you did do something as reduce your calories. Again, it could work in the short run, and that can actually really mess you up in the long run, because you think it was that cardio, you think it was drastically cutting your calories. That was the right thing to do. You're going to continue doing that, and you're not going to continue to get the results. But let me know, Landon, if that sounds like it's helpful. It wasn't the direction going. It wasn't the question that you asked, but that's what's going to give you the results of losing that body fat. Douglas, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you being here. Jerome George, thank you so much for the follow. All right. Douglas is 60. He went from 248 to 234, 1,200 calories to 1,500 calories a day. 3 times 12, 4 days a week. 3 times 12, what's that? And is there a question there, Douglas? Thank you for being here, sir. Can you explain the difference between losing weight versus body fat and how gaining muscle factors in? All right. Well, okay, so let's just say your muscles are 35% of your body, and your muscles are 70% fluid. Let's just start there, right? So the muscles themselves, and it doesn't matter if you have a lot of muscle or a little, it's still, about 35% of your body, 70% of it's fluid. And it's not bad, unsightly water weight, all right? So, the muscles are in a constant state of, hydration, so to speak, all right? So if you massively undereat, and by the way, Douglas, that's not very many calories. Tell me how tall you are, how much you weigh. That's going to work 1,200, 1,500 calories, right? I applaud you for knowing that. It's good that you know that, because that's not enough food, right? So you can be really active and eat 1,200 calories, right? And you're going to lose weight. A lot of it's going to be like that water weight. I think you may know that you weigh more at night than you do in the morning. And it isn't because, you gain fat, you didn't gain muscle, but you might be as 3 or 4 pounds heavier at night than you are in the morning, all right? And again, that's not food, that's not biologists. Your muscles get hydrated, in that. So just there alone, and I'm not talking about, how much food is in the intestinal tract or anything like that, right? So, if you don't eat much food, let's just say there's less food in the intestinal tract. The muscles they're not plump like grapes. They're dehydrated like raisins, all right? So you do that long enough, you're gonna lose. You're not gonna gain muscle. Losing muscle may take more time, especially if you're weight training, right? But that's a weight loss, being in a severe deficit, right? Losing body fat is going to be a lot more gradual. You're eating as much food as humanly possible while you're still gradually losing body fat. When I coach men and I take them on a journey, I teach them not to do these short-term 1,200, 1,500, get that short-term gratification. I prepare them for what the journey is going to really be like. So the way that they eat, how much food they eat, the type of foods that they eat, it's sustainable. It's an eating plan. It's not a diet. Diet meaning a short-term fix that many of you see as success. So just say they've got 40 pounds to lose. I tell them realistically what it's going to take to lose that body fat, lose those inches. So many times they'll go up in weight, just say the first couple of weeks, 3 weeks even, like they may be 2 pounds up from when they start from me because they've had a diet like 1,200 calories or whatever. Some of them know it, some of them don't. So now when they eat up, now their muscles are full and hydrated, right? Then they start losing the body fat. Their metabolisms are eating enough food. They have energy. They're strong in the gym. They're strong at the end of their day, right? They're mentally alert because food is a drug, right? It's how you feed yourself is going to determine your performance, your body. Nutrition is that important, right? Taking on stress, how your moods, how you sleep at night. It's all determined by how you eat. So when you get that all working for you, that important part called nutrition working for you, your metabolism is going to speed up, run efficiently, right? And you're going to melt away the body fat while preserving the muscle and stay hydrated and full, right? As far as building a muscle, right? That's a process that, you got to overload the muscle. You got to be consistent. You got to, challenge yourself to more. Your body's going to just grow muscle tissue just because you're doing 3 sets of 10, guiding the 10th one. You're consistent. That's going to work for a while, but you got to challenge yourself to do more. We can talk about that during this broadcast, progressive overload, what that really means. All right. Showing up is great. Being consistent is great for a lot of the men out here just doing that. It's a great start. It is helpful. But to build, you got to challenge yourself to build muscle tissue, right? And that takes time. And if you have too much body fat, you're never going to see the muscle that you're even earning. You can't just throw on slabs of muscle. You're not going to be 2 pounds of muscle in a week. And I don't care what you're told. It doesn't grow that way. And again, I want you to prepare you for the journey, not give you false hope of how it really works. So you can have this for the rest of your life. When I have men on 12-week coaching sessions, it's a lot of teaching them what they need to know, making sure they understand it. Sometimes it's rewiring the way they thought it worked. Right. And then it's getting certain and comfortable. So they put that 15 out of 10, so to speak, effort into it. And they understand their expectations and the standards, and they do it for a long enough period of time. When they're done with me, they know all they need to know. They may not know everything. The guy sitting around a podcast doing a 1-hour podcast about protein synthesis, or, workout nerds going on and on about hypertrophy done in these supposed studies or this or that. But they know enough to build muscle, lose body fat, feel certain and confident, have a sustainable system that works well with their life so they get on to be productive in their life with energy and longevity, right? And understand how to do this for the rest of life. I guarantee that in 12 weeks. Then it's just a matter of doing it. Now, that's when it comes in where you got to be motivated. Why is this so important to you? To be lean, to be fit, right? But it's not a matter of what to do. Now it's just you doing it. That's a great place to be because now you're under control. All right. All right. So let's, I hope that's helpful, right? At least giving a general version about losing weight versus body fat and how building muscle works into that equation. I hope that's helpful. That's a great question. All right. Let's see here. ... followed. Clifford 939, thank you for the follow. Can I DM you about something? Sure. Go ahead and DM me. I'll be more than happy. My email is skip@skiplacor.com. You can DM me. I guess I'll do it right now. A lot of men they know they need this information. A lot of the men who I coach, they don't have fancy creative screen names and with pictures and images and like with their shirt off. I mean, they're just men. They're busy. They got businesses, they got families, right? They're focused on that. They just want to get in shape. And so many of them have what I call burner accounts. They want to leave as little social media footprint as possible, right? And so they want to get a hold of me, right? They don't want to be looking all over the internet hoping they run into the right information, and this information resonates with them. And so I make myself available to you. So I'm going to put that on the screen. That's my phone number, 925-352-4366. And I'll put this over here. Text me at that number. So I've got a two-step process. All right. You text me at that number, just introduce yourself. Hey man, I saw you Saturday morning on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube. Text me at that number. All right. That's number one, step number one. All right. Text me a picture. A picture tells me 1,000 words. So whatever you feel comfortable with, you don't have to take your shirt off. Most men do. But if you just want to wear a t-shirt, a picture does indeed tell me 1,000 words about you. May be too hard on yourself. Maybe you may be too easy on yourself. I will assess that. It tells me a lot about you. All right. When you send me a picture, then go to talkwithskip.com. All right. That's going to take you over to my website. So, first you're going to text me at that number, 925-352-4366. And then you're going to go to talkwithskip.com. It's going to take you to my website. There's a questionnaire to fill out. It's going to get you clear on focus on what you need to know from me, what you need to know to get to the next level, how to break through your most pressing issues, your biggest fitness challenge. And you're going to fill that out. I'm going to have that, all right, with your picture, and I'm going to reach out to you and we can talk. 10 or 15 minutes, I can get you clear on what your biggest challenge is, and we can communicate back and forth that way. And yeah, that's how I can help you. For those men, usually a few men every single day will do that when I go live. I make time for them. Again, for the men who know what they want and they go after what they want, I like men who are like you. And the great thing about it is you think, oh man, he's going to spend so much time from all these guys online for free. The truth of the matter is the men respect their time and my time, and so they don't reach out until they're ready. So when we do this, they're pretty upfront, honest with themselves. They're not going to bother me when they know they're not ready to apply the information. So I would say 100% of the time, the men who will text me a picture, fill out that questionnaire, fill it out thoroughly, and get on the phone with me, they're committed. All right. Gregory is here from Facebook. Thank you so much for being here from Virginia. Can you hear this, Gregory? That's for you. Good morning, Randall, on Facebook. Ty, thank you so much over on YouTube. You're welcome for the content. Thank you for being here, Ty. All right. Watching from Iraq. So glad you are here, sir. All right. So Cooper Moon Distillery asks, where is the questionnaire? Type in, and I'll post it again, talkwithskip.com, talkwithskip.com, talkwithskip.com. It'll bounce you over to my my website, and you'll fill out that questionnaire, talkwithskip.com. Mitchell asks, Natty? Yes, I am a natural bodybuilder. I've always been. Let me show you some pictures here. Mitch, So again, if you're new here, my name is 𝗪cie𝗂𝗁. I'm 61 years old. Actually, I'll be 62 here next month. I've been doing this for 35 years. Let's see here. So here's me 20 years ago. Right, I stopped competing after 15 years of total dedication. But that's a picture of me 20 years ago. One of my last contests. Again, I'm a former 6-time national champion drug-free bodybuilder. 5'11", 200 pounds. You can see when you're lean, it gives that illusion of a lot more size. But there's another picture. I kind of like that picture. I've been doing this a long time. Back in the days when there was muscle magazines, there's a picture of me on the cover. I used to write for Ironman and a lot of other magazines, hundreds of articles. You can do a Google search. You can see my body of work over the last 35 years. All right. Hundreds of articles have been written in the muscle magazines. I built my first internet website back in 1994. I sold my first VHS tape around the world in 1998. I was the first person to document my journey to the Mr. Universe contest every single day for 13 weeks. So it's really easy to do that now with social media, these great phones, great apps, right, to help you do that. But back in the day, you kind of had to be determined. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much for asking. All right. Okay, you got that, Cooper, right? Let's see here. Randall, great way to start a workday being here. Well, I am so glad you are here. Thank you for being here. All right, keep those questions coming, Facebook. Keep those questions coming, YouTube. All right, let me get back to some of these questions. Let me acknowledge you for being here. Thank you so much for the follows. Evan, thank you for following. Remington, thank you for the follow. All right, here. Cliff. What's the best way to start hitting the gym? Twice a week? Going to the gym 2 days a week? Or you ask me, should you hit each body part twice a week? That, so I'm not sure which one. It's a common question for those who have been going to the gym. Is how many times should they work each body part, by legs or back or chest? Once a week or twice a week is a question. But what are you talking about? Going to the gym 2 times a week? Is that what you're asking? Maurice, thank you for being here. Teflon, thank you for being here. Thank you for following. Day. Thank you for following. So Douglas, let's get back to you. You're 5'10". You do 3 sets of 12. You're 60. You went from 248 down to 234 in 3 months. Great job on that. Congratulations for that. You're eating 1,200 calories to 1,500 calories a day. You do 3 sets of 12 reps per muscle group. And you do it 4 days a week in the gym. All right. And let's see. You're 5'10". But is there a question that you have there? Drew Savage. Thank you so much for following. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, so look for me about this time. Now, I may be a little bit challenged coming on tomorrow. All right, I'm leaving today for my son's travel baseball game. So when you say natural, does this mean no testosterone replacement? Yes, I am not on any TRT, and I've never been on TRT. And for those of you who don't know, it's very common on TikTok for some reason, but testosterone replacement therapy. All right, it's synthetic hormones to replace, to boost your own production of testosterone and get it synthetically. All right. Again, you might hear that a lot, especially if you're watching fitness channels and you're a certain age. You know, TikTok and other social media platforms will do a good job of finding like-minded things that they think you would be interested in. So probably you just being on this, watching fitness channels, you being the Asian demographic, you'll probably start seeing that a lot here, at least on TikTok. TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. Prince of Poems is 56. Thank you so much for being here. Steve Franciscan 44. Thank you so much for the follow. Evan Remington. Okay. I want to acknowledge you all for being here. So I'm going to be, man, I got about a month. I think I've got like 36,000 followers on TikTok. I said I was going to find a way to have 100,000 followers by the time that I turn 62. Don't really know how I'm going to do that, but when you set a goal, right, then you figure out how to do it. Got to have goals, right? So one way is going live every morning and coming back at night, and other thing is cheering for you, right? What else can I do to get? I'll figure it out, right? Cliff says, what do you know about? I don't know. And is that a brand of pre-workout? Don't know anything about it. Jimmy Williams, thank you so much for the follow over on TikTok. I appreciate you being here. Let's see here. Got my setup here, a couple cameras going, and let's see here what I want to read your. Let's see here. See if I can. Let's see if I can read some of your. Comments here. Actually, let's see. Waking up to you guys this morning. Let's see. All right, let's see here. So 𝗪cie𝗿𝗸𝗂, 54-year-old, retired Marine. Awesome. Retired in 2022, 30 years. Thank you for your service. Thank you so much. Worked out, exercised since I was 12 years of age. My biggest challenge has always been diet food choices. My biggest hurdle is always the need for food. Well, guess what, Ty? That is most men's biggest challenge. Eating is older men's biggest challenge. To look the way they want, to feel the way they want, to lose that body fat, even to show the muscle that they've built. The challenge is eating a thorough understanding and then feeling comfortable enough to put the effort that's needed. Right? It's not rocket science, even though sometimes it may appear to be that way how it's presented. All right. But yeah, stick around if you have specific questions. I'll leave, it sounds like, you've been doing this a long time. You're probably being exposed to a lot of information, right? It probably even had success. 𝗪𝗏𝗃𝗃 over on Facebook or on YouTube. See what's going on. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much for the follows. Continue asking questions. Make sure you go to my website, 𝗕𝗂𝗃𝗀.com. Randall, let's see, is that today's? Yeah, let's see. So Randall asked, do I use any protein powders? I do not, Randall. Get all my protein from my food. Gregory, 58 years old, 5'8". I weigh 270 to 290 pounds for the past 25 years, which is terrible. Happy to report I'm 207 pounds this morning. Awesome. Congratulations. Yes, it's consistent, progressive weight training 4 days a week, eating salad and protein, getting my water in. 10 months total. Let's go. Awesome. So, Randall, I don't use any protein, just whole foods. Is that correct? That is correct. But I've used protein powder. There's a lot of protein powder throughout the year. I was sponsored by supplement companies, and I had the best whey protein, the best meal replacements, that in addition to my whole food sources. I've been through periods of time where I ate 400 grams of protein a day when you consider all the sources, right? Don't do that now. Don from Ohio, 65 years old. Thank you for being here, Don. Hey, make sure you're following, subscribing to my YouTube channel. Make sure that you're following my Facebook page. Make sure you're following me here on TikTok too. Great way to start the workday, Skip. Don't always get the notices, okay? But when I do, I am here. Thank you. Yeah, I'll tell you, what YouTube and Facebook, it would be good for them if they kind of figured out why TikTok is the #1 website and start doing some of those things. Sacktown in the house, Ross. I'm from Sacramento too. Did you know that? What part of Sacramento do you live in, Raj? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. CJ. Make sure you guys share this if you have some of your buddies that could use this information. Share the feed. Legs 3 times a week. That's a lot of times to train your legs 3 times a week. More isn't necessarily better. Better is better. I wouldn't train legs. I've trained legs once a week. Over the last 35 years. I certainly wouldn't recommend training them more than 3 times. That's not needed when you have the right intensity. But 2 times a week should be plenty for most people. All right, let's see here. Whatever the brand of pre-workout is, I don't know anything about that particular brand. Let's see. All right, let's see if we've got more questions over on YouTube and on Facebook. Thank you so much for being here, guys. If you have any questions, feel free. Make sure you visit my 𝗕𝗂𝗃𝗀𝗃.com website. And when you do visit my 𝗕𝗂𝗃 website, make sure that you sign up for my email list. I have this series of videos breaking down what you need to know, these basic organizing principles. They'll come out to you over or a series of weeks. So you're on my email list. Break it down for you there, alert you to the videos that you want to see. Let's see. All right. Good morning, USA Muscle. So glad you're here. You guys, when you come on, say hello. Tell me where you're watching me from. My dad is 55 and trying to lose 100 pounds. What sort of routine should I start him on? You should have him first come here, all right? And second of all, he should work on his eating habits to lose those 100 pounds. Find out more about eating. That's how you're going to lose that body fat. Now with the workout routine, right? Now you can work out and you can eat right. You can build muscle and lose body fat. Probably in his case, all right, that's definitely the case. But got to concentrate on that diet. That is by far the most important thing. I'm 61 and feel I'm losing muscle mass, especially in the quads. Any suggestion? Eat up, all right? Not to get fat, but sound nutrition. Make sure you're eating enough food, and then overload, right? Be consistent. Challenge the muscle every workout. Right? Good form, feel, and execution. It's going to be the net gain is you're going to lose muscle mass over time, and especially if you had a lot to begin with. But it's all about looking your best. I mean, and that's the only thing you can do. There's nothing else you can do besides eating right and understanding what that is, overloading the muscle, and being consistent. And you'll have what you have, and you'll fight to make sure it's not lost without a fight. I wish I had, something else. Anything more? Let's see here. All right. I'm not getting all your you'll have what you have. Comments. Don from Ohio, thank you so much for being here. Don is over on Facebook. Don't want to miss any of your questions and your comments. All right, let's see here. Billings, Montana, Cliff, 52 next month on the 5th. What about you? I am going to be 62 years old next month, too. Happy birthday to you, Cliff. Thank you so much for being here. I live in California, Northern California, San Francisco Bay Area. You're welcome. Along the same lines, let's see here. And I agree that diet, that's the best way to be healthy, right? I'm not sure who you're referring to, or 𝗕𝗂𝗶𝗹𝗱𝗲. Not sure who you're referring to or what you're referring to, Matt. I'm eating clean, working out consistently, upper body getting bigger, but losing my ass, legs. Yeah. And you got to train those legs, especially as you get older. Really train them heavy. I know that's a challenge, but all about overload, being consistent, and eating enough. All right, guys. Hey, let's see here. Let's see. So Gregory's asking, so he wants Gregory. I got to do something about leaning over here, seeing that. Wants to know about what are some pearls of wisdom regarding getting past set points and plateaus while trying to maintain muscle mass. Right, that's a great question. I just actually, just give me a chance to go over my website, 𝗕𝗂𝗁𝗏.com. Someone just asked me about that, and I said to myself, I wrote an article about plateaus, because all of these things, over the years, I mean, we used to really dig in. I would say getting over plateaus. I would think of every scenario, just summon all my knowledge and experience to talking to so many people. And I'd spend a week writing an article about breaking past plateaus, really breaking it down, right? Hundreds of articles like that. So when you go to 𝗕𝗂𝗁𝗏.com, you'll see I probably answered every question. So if you Google, plateaus, I don't know, 𝗕𝗂𝗁𝗏, what was it? And then and so, it takes me to an article around my 𝗕𝗂𝗁𝗏. And I'm just going to go over this. So this is on my 𝗕𝗂𝗁𝗏.com website. But this is the type of information that you'll get over there and that I can provide for you. So, and I don't even remember, how long ago I wrote this article. The last 35 years have been a blur, but hitting a plateau, in other words, having your training progress come to a screeching halt, is probably one of the most feared and frustrating events a bodybuilder can ever experience. There isn't anyone on the planet who wants to work extremely hard at something and not show the signs of improvement. This is especially true when it comes to such a demanding lifestyle of bodybuilding. Becoming stagnant with your training will surely lead to frustration, a feeling that undercuts your level of fulfillment and your hope to enjoy bodybuilding. The mounting frustration, if not quickly alleviated, will eventually overwhelm you. All right, so I talk about some things that are plateaus are oftentimes mistakenly perceived as the following pitfalls in our thinking. One, we are not being persistent enough in finding the right answers to our training challenges. That, if discovered, will propel us to a higher level. So you may be doing something, you need to be persistent on what the answer is. It's not just that you've stopped progress. Like I'll give you this happens more and more in a lot of different scenarios for a lot of men. All right, you're working hard in the gym. You want to see more muscle in the mirror, but yeah, I know I need to lose body fat. You not losing body fat, that's everything. You can't even see. If you're like, just say 22%, that would be very good for most men. You look great in clothes, look better than most men your age. But if you want to look anything, like I look like when I take my shirt off these pictures, or any of these fitness influencers, all right, who look that way, I mean, you got to get well under 22% body fat, like 15%. Then all that muscle that you built, that you think you're not earning, it's not there, then it just starts popping out. All right. So you may, and I talk about that, we are really getting results, but they just aren't visible to us at the time. And then we're making unrealistic comparisons between other people. It just, you think you should have it faster just because of not understanding, how it works. Right. So a lot of times, plateaus, if you're consistent, the plateaus are not fully understanding how this works and how to accentuate what it is. But if you're working hard and you're being, consistent, you're probably growing. You're just don't see it, appreciate it. It's not being fully shown. But again, that goes by, you're in the gym, challenging yourself. You're being consistent, better form, filling, execution, looking at one set at a time and getting the most of that one set before you move to another set. Right? Following up with good, consistent eating habits, right? Those type of things. So now, what do you know about training? I'll tell you something one gentleman talked about, and this is probably the number one challenge when men train. It seems right, and a lot of men do it, and it isn't like if you do this, it isn't like you're gonna get zero gains. All right, you're gonna get rewarded, just probably not as much as you want, right? And so it's like, he put 3 sets of 12 of whatever exercise. A lot of men say do 3 sets of 10. And so I'll ask, okay, so it's your first set, you pick up a weight, you're feeling good, and you get to 12. What if you can do more? I go, well, maybe I can do more, but I still have 2 more sets of 12 plus my other exercise. So I'll just stop at 12. I go, okay. Right. And then I'll say, well, what happens, just say it's the 3rd set or the 2nd set of the 3rd exercise. You've been doing 3 sets of 12, stopping at 12. I said, well, what if you just got ambitious and you just want to just stop at 9? Oh no, goal is 12. I'll fight hard. I'll get that 9th one. I'll get that 10th one. 11th, but I may not get to 12. But I'm not quitting when I feel the goal is 12. I will work hard to get to 12. And most of the time I get that 12. I go, oh, great, that I get that. But that's how every set should be. Like that one, you have to fight to get to 12. And you can't do it by just shooting for a flat number, picking up a random weight, assuming that's going to get you to 12 where you're fully challenged, right? That's just luck. If that were to happen, it's not going to happen. You have to have a rep range like 10 to 12, 12 to 15. So you challenge yourself on every set. So success is anywhere within that range, right? 10, 11, or 12, right? And then you'll see varies. Sometimes you'll get 10, sometimes you get 12, sometimes you use more weight, but it's challenging yourself in every set. If you don't understand that principle, you're just gliding into 12, always picking weight that you can get 12. I mean, it isn't like you're not doing anything, but if you did learn how to train, right, that's called intensity. That's getting the most out of every set, not looking at pacing yourself because you got 3 sets of 12 times 5 extra. That's not the way to train. Again, it's better than nothing. It's a lot better than nothing and showing up consistently. But if you knew how to do this, man, you maximize your muscle gains like immediately. All right. 8 sets are optimal. Depends on who's doing those 8 sets. How much gear do you run? I run no gear. No TRT, no tren, or whatever the compounds are that are popular on TikTok or any website with there are more. Thanks for the love, guys. Go to work and talk to you soon. Hey, thank you for being here, Cliff. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the lives, for the follows, guys. How much protein, Yasm, how much protein do you consume? Do you have a goal that you're doing? See, you know what, I'll tell you, doing this for so long, right? There are certain tells, like, I don't know what you do for a living, but you can tell someone's level of commitment and level of knowledge and how much they actually are ready to do it by certain questions. And one is, how much protein should you take? I can tell you right now, that person has no idea how many calories they're eating, and they have no idea how much protein they're eating, right? Because if you did just, well, 0.08, 1, 1.5, hell, 2, right? If you went on any type of journey at all, the answer would be, you would know. You would know who's being extreme and what's the right amount. But you're not going to be consistent, like for months, setting a goal and doing it, all right? And you would know what the answer is, and you would know that there isn't a gigantic barrier. It's just a question that's asked a lot, who the people who aren't ready to jump in, who have had no practical application, and they use that as a block to even get going. Like I said, nutrition is everyone's number one challenge, most men's number one challenge. And that's just a block, to not get going. Because if you did it, how many different choices? You haven't heard more than 4 different ones, right? So the question is, are those massively different? If you went on one, are you going to get zero muscle? No, you're not. If you got on the journey, you picked one, all right? Because no matter what I say, there's someone, well, he says this. Well, he's got bigger than you and he says this, or he's a dietitian, he says this. There's no number that I could tell you, right, that's not going to be debated. Like I said, I've used 1 gram. I've told you I've had 400 to 500 grams, which is ridiculous. All right. So done it all. You need to get on the journey. Pick one. Whoever you trust the most. Evan, staying hydrated is the only thing that really matters. Keeps the system. That sounds a little extreme, right? Evan, that's the only thing that really matters. It's the only thing, or it's really important to stay hydrated. Got to be careful, right? People take things literally. I've lost 140 pounds in the past year. That's awesome, Jack. Congratulations. All right. I'm 44, 5'9", 215 pounds, 20 groups. Right? I need help finding my macros to keep mass, but lose fat. So what are your macros? How many calories are you eating? I'm 6'4". Flush out all toxin and helps repair muscle damage. I'm eating 2,200 calories about now. How tall are you? How much do you weigh? Also at the gym 5 days a week. How old are you? How tall are you? How much do you weigh right now? 2,200 calories. That's not a lot of food. All right. 5'9", 215. All right. How old are you, Jack? 44. Okay. You're right. You're right there. Someone who's 44 years old hitting hard, and I know you're 215 pounds and you probably have some body fat to lose, but 2,200 calories would be on the light side. 44-year-old, I'd probably have you on at least 2,500 calories, and that's where I would start. So when you see, the key is to eat as much food as humanly possible while you're gradually losing body fat. So you got to be patient and not just eat at such a deficit where you'll lose weight fast. All right. All right, let's see here. Gregory says, my body composition has changed tremendously over the past 10 months, and consistency has been the key. I think to get where I want, it would likely take 2 to 3 years consistently with the weights and nutrition, delayed gratification. You know, I don't know where you are, lose fat, retain muscle mass, right? I don't know if it will take that long, but that's a good outlet, especially if you're consistent. All right, guys, a lot of good questions here today. Appreciate you being here. Let's see here. Got a lot of good things to help you. You know, if you're new here, you know, just being here, following, visiting my lives, that's a great start. All right, visiting my 𝗪𝗿𝗂𝗁 website too. All right. Again, thank you so much for the follows. If you are not following, make sure that you do. You'll be alerted every time I go live. I go live about this time every morning, 7 days a week, and then I'll come back later on in the afternoon over on TikTok. Right, visit my 𝗪𝗿𝗂𝗁 website. Again, if you want to reach out to me, right? A lot of men want to know about, you know, my one-on-one coaching. All right, and you know, as far as one-on-one coaching, I need to talk to you, right? I need to see a picture. I want to know, you know, what your goals are. Everybody doesn't have the same goals. I want to know where your starting point is. So you need to text me and send me a picture, and then go to Talk with Skip and fill out that questionnaire, right? Then I need to talk to you. I mean, we haven't even started the coaching yet, right? Because everybody's on a different journey. Some men just need a session or two to get them clear on like one key area because they've been training long enough. They've got the practical experience. Some need that, and they need some certainty and guidance over a course of weeks. They need accountability to make sure they do what they know. So everybody doesn't need the same thing, and I need to, you know, talk to you. So reach out to me. First step is to text me. Text me this morning. Send me a picture. You know, again, whatever you feel comfortable with is good. It's fine with me. And then fill out that questionnaire at talkwithskip.com. All right. And then I'll contact you. We'll set up some time and we can take it from there. There's one way for I've got a great package to get you started, right? Or it's a $147 investment. All right. I call it the biggest fitness challenges that older men face and their solutions. All right. Let me kind of show you on TikTok what that's all about. The biggest fitness challenges older men face and their solutions. Here's everything you'll get. Workouts for older men training routine, 31 exercise instructional videos, training log sheet, the biggest fitness challenges and solutions, 90-minute video presentation, and a 12-module, 11-hour audio coaching experience. Limited time bonus one-on-one coaching session with me. For a limited time, you'll get a private one-on-one coaching session on the phone, recorded directly with me when you take action now. All right. So again, go to solutionswithskip.com. All right. Go to solutionswithskip.com. All right. And you can check that out. All right. So again, training routine, sets, reps, order of exercises, key exercises. It's all lined out for you. Log sheet, workbook for that, right? There's 31 exercises that you'll do throughout the week, right? I've got short videos, 2-minute videos that explain how to do those exercises, what's important to remember, what they all do. And it's not just some technical talk, it's the mindset that you need, right? So there's the workout part. That's supported with 11 hours of audio where I explain the organizing principles that make any training strategy work, how to get the most out of it, but it'll give you some structure and direction when it comes to training, right? Then I talk a lot about nutrition, the organizing principles. Again, it's the most important part of this process. But I'll tell you how it all ties in, you know, what you need to know All right, what's important, what's not, help you sort through all the information. Why does it seem like it's conflicting? You'll, after going through the audios, the modules, there's 12 modules. I break down training, nutrition, mindset, motivation, systems, strategies of the most successful, fit older men with busy lives, right? Not bodybuilders, but guys who just work this into their lives, right? But the biggest thing, again, for $147, you get to talk to me for an hour. We spend our time one-on-one. We'll spend at least an hour there. I would have had a picture of you.
The biggest fitness challenges older men face and their solutions. Here's everything you'll get.
You filled
workouts for older men, training routine, 31.
You filled out a questionnaire, all right, and then I just meet you right where your starting point is in the steps that you need. The call is recorded, right, so you can listen to it over and over and over again, right? You'll swear the third time you heard our coaching call, you said, "Oh, that makes sense." Now I don't remember him saying that the first time, all right, because you're taking in a lot of information, you're deleting some, and then and then you're interpreting some differently, but once you go on 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks of doing the things that I've outlined for you, then you'll start getting a deeper understanding of it. So you'll learn from our coaching session over and over again. And that package is a great way to start for those men who know what they want to get going. They want to see the power of one-on-one coaching. And if you're watching all these videos and can't seem to put it all together, it seems so confusing. I want to help you. I want to explain to you what it matters most. I want to step into your world and take you where you need to go. And that only happens through one-on-one coaching. Obviously, it's a very involved process, for me, but it's most effective for you. And I want to introduce you to how powerful one-on-one coaching is to tap your biggest challenges on a recorded call. In addition to all that information, and it's $447. I mean, anybody who's committed to this and values time, and a lot of the men who I work with, they're businessmen and they're experts at what they do. They value time and trial and error and frustration and confusion. So for $147 for something you're doing 4 or 5 days a week, you're trying to find a way to eat every single day, you'll see that's an outstanding investment, right? So go to solutionswithskip.com. You'll get instant access to the information right when you enroll. Hit that blue button. It's a one-time charge of $147, but you have lifetime access to all the information. And then I'll contact you, and then we will set up our one-on-one coaching. And that's the most exciting. I mean, as you can tell, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm excited talking about fitness, right? I've been doing it for a long time, helping out a lot of people. This is, I don't know, probably my 8,000th live video, right? Thank you so much for the follows, guys. Make sure that you're following here. Thank you so much for the likes, right? But one-on-one is really when change really happens, right? You take out all that interpretation, that misunderstanding, and just get right to work, right? So that's going to do it for this Workouts for Older Men Live. Let's take on the day with a sense of urgency. We have to when we're a little bit older. We've got more time behind us than we do in front of us. Have a great day. Thank you, TikTok. Make sure you follow. Look for lives throughout the day over on TikTok, Skip LaCour. All right, Facebook and YouTube. So glad you are here. Make sure you're following my page. Follow me all throughout the day over on Facebook. I'm posting all throughout the day tips. And then YouTube, make sure you're on all of my social media platforms. A little bit tougher to pump out as many videos. All right, so you can get this information when you go to skiplacour.com and go to my Facebook page. All right, let's take on the day, guys. Have a great day today.